Hi, and welcome to Keep Hope Alive podcast. Guess what? We are going to have another great show. Imagine that, a great show by me. I got to laugh at that. We have Julius Adams with us today. Welcome.
Hello, hello,
And
hello.
you are so talented. You're just,
Awesome.
you're a musician and you just came out with your new single, Healer. I love the title. I
Yes.
love the word healer. I just
Thank
love it. So, and God is the healer of many things, guys. So, before we dive in with Julius, I got a question for you really quick.
you. Alrighty. I'm ready.
Should I give you a few test questions because I'm going to have fun with this? How many weddings, let's say in the past 15 years, have you been to?
I've been to 10.
10. Nice. Are you singing at the weddings?
I sung at two of them. And the other
Okay.
times I participated because the food was good and I seen the menu and I was like, I'm definitely coming. and then the other ones were like friends, so it was like, well, come check it out. And I'm like, man, okay, I'm coming. But then it was like there's like three I went to, and the food, I knew the food was gonna be really good. So I looked at the menu, and I was like, I couldn't wait to get there. And when I got there, I was just my feet were patting, I was clapping. Oh yeah, here. When we got to the food, the cake was
I,
good, everything
yeah.
was just amazing. It was really good. So yeah, that was the
So
ones I
I
went.
get it. I get it. I did two weddings. I'm a photographer, but I remember two of my favorite ones was in Florida at the Ritz-Carlton. They got
Okay,
married in the morning, and I remember right after the ceremony outside, she wanted to get her pictures in the ocean with her wedding gown. Okay, so I
okay.
didn't plan for me to get cleaned up, which I should have.
Right.
So, but she had another dress and it was a beautiful wedding. But when I walked in there, it was all breakfast. Oh my
Oh,
goodness. Smelling syrup for a wedding was amazing.
right.
So it's like,
Fancy.
And then really quick, one more that I did, they catered in Olive Garden's breadsticks.
Oh man, those are
And
real good.
I said in my contract, it says at least two breadsticks.
Yeah, at least two. At least two. At least.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, there is no way I can work a whole wedding and not just
Oh,
like
you
not
can't.
smell.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Man, let
So
me tell you, Olive Garden, they have the best breadsticks. When you get the fettuccine sauce on the side, it's really good. But that's just for a whole nother topic. I'm not going to get too deep.
fettuccine sauce. I never had it. I had marinara, but I've never had feta. I gotta try that
You can get the
sometime.
cream sauce. You can get on the side. You can't try it.
Ah,
So,
well, my birthday is coming up this weekend, so and we're
oh,
going
is
back
it?
to Olive
Oh
Garden.
man.
So,
Well, happy birthday. Happy early
oh,
birthday.
thanks. I
Awesome.
know, I know. I don't feel my age. I feel like pain-wise 80, but I feel like I'm in my 30s still, which is nice. But 46, what a number, guys.
Really? 46? You don't look anywhere near 40. So that's a
Thank you.
blessing. Okay, that's a blessing right there. It's people who say they're 30 that look 50. But you look
Different. I have been
you're
trying
a
to take care of
you're just
myself.
a different generation. That's what it is. You look good though. You look really good too.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, yes,
Thank you
yes,
so
yes.
much.
For real.
Well, so when, okay, so you said how many? I'm sorry, lost
10,
track.
10,
10.
10,
Okay,
10 of them.
10 weddings. So
Yeah.
during the ceremony, the guests come in, but before they sit down, they usually sign this one thing. What is that one thing?
The marriage certificate, or not marriage certificate, but the book, the marriage book. The people
The
know you.
married book. I love
I
it.
call it.
I love it. The guest book.
Never. Yeah, yeah, that's what but I've signed it. Yes, I've done it. I had to
Yes.
because if you don't, the women always get mad
Right.
if they don't think you were there, especially if it's a big wedding. So
Yeah.
you want to sign the book because they take that personal, very much so. And
Yeah, I can
you want,
see that.
yeah,
Yeah,
so you
but
have to
I
sign
think
it.
about when I was married, like how many times did I look at the book and it was nothing? It's like I didn't. It just sat in a tub with the other wedding stuff that was collected.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, nice. Yeah.
but lifeonrecord.com is one of our sponsors here, and what they do is amazing. Instead of that guest book, it's a vintage rotary phone. So your guest will go and they'll pick it up and leave a message. Congratulations on your wedding. Or you'll hear, dude, it's about time that you actually put a ring on her finger. Congrats to the both
Right.
of you.
Right.
So yeah, no, they can leave a message for 1 minute, 5 minutes, or 30 minutes. But please, during a wedding, not a 30-minute one. If you think
Wow.
you want to leave a 30-minute one, they put a QR code right next to it. So you can get it out your mobile device and scan it and
Right.
just leave that message for before or after the
That
wedding,
is awesome.
whatever works.
Yeah, that is
And
cool.
once I call it the gift of voice. I love it. After they collect all those messages,
Yeah.
they'll either burn it on a 12-inch vinyl record for you, or they have a keepsake
Whoa.
speaker they give you, and I call it the little boom box. But
Sweet.
it's such a great idea. Their plans are
Yeah.
$99, you get this toll-free number for over, like, it's at a year. So if you
Yeah.
use it smartly, 2 months before that 1 year, I would call back and say, "Happy anniversary." So they could get a little bit
Yeah.
more on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
mean, you can use Life on Record for really any event. So, I mean,
Wow.
birthdays, reunions, funerals,
Yeah.
bar mitzvahs, quinceañeras, whatever the occasion, when you have a lot of people there and you want to hear
Yeah.
their voices congratulating you, you got to check them out at
Okay.
www.lifeonrecord.com.
Wow.
All
Nice.
right. So, Julius, it's all about you now. So, who
Okay.
is Julius?
Julius is a very sweet, loving person. I am, and, and I love life. I'm a big outdoors person too, musician. I like to work out and stuff like that. But mainly, I really enjoy doing music. I really enjoy making people happy and trying to touch people through my songs, and try to touch their emotions and try to give them something positive to listen to every day. Type of person who just wants to see love, joy, peace in a great positive way. And just around a lot of people. Because I know a lot of people go through a lot of different things. So you just want to kind of, brighten their day.
Yeah, definitely. So, in other words, like, I'm thinking of for this month, I'm going to focus on joy and grace and
Yeah.
hope. So those have so much meaning. And as you know, I go to church every Sunday, and it's like, for me, it's an awakening, how to start
Yeah.
my next week, and, talking to everybody and just going through that. But it's things like that that just bring you together. Like, what age were you when you said, "Hey, I like music"?
I would say when I was about 7 years old, I first got a chance to hear Little Shop of Horror. Uh, and when I first watched that movie, it took me
Really?
to the next level. Yeah, it did. The guy sure looks like playing food to me, and all the just the fun skits and all that other stuff that were going. So probably when I first heard that, and my sisters they were very musical. So you got a chance to. They were also in like choir and stuff like that. So they would come home and practice, and I would hear them do stuff. And then on top of that, like my dad was a good musician, so I would always listen to him play. So I had a lot of musical influences around me at the time too, but I still
Yeah.
wasn't convinced just yet. But I just love music because it was always around. And I was about 7, and then I want to say it kind of stuck with me, and that made me want to get in band and play saxophone. I wasn't really a good violin player. Try to
Oh,
play,
did
but
you
I
play
wasn't.
sports? Any
No,
sports?
you know what it was? I love lifting weights. I was like a real big, I love powerlifting and I love bodybuilding. So that was my thing. But I did want to play football. My mom was very against it. So we did we never played
Oh, gotcha.
because she was very, very persistent about football. But my thing was I just love the anatomy of working out. So my thing was I always, love to lift weights. I was always a strong guy, so I always wanted to just, invoke myself in there. So that
Yeah,
was
my son's 11. He got diagnosed as a genius, and I'm like, a what? Like, how do
wow.
you take care of a genius? But what he is, he memorizes football plays. Like he had
Really?
this total passion. He watches old footage from like
Right.
Cowboys, even though, sorry, I
Yeah.
live in Texas. I'm not a Cowboys fan, and neither
Don't
is my
feel bad
son.
about it. Don't feel bad about it. It's okay.
You know, I
It,
have to feel
it'll,
bad about it because I'm an Eagles fan.
are you? Oh man,
Oh no, they're like,
you
whatever
should have
you do
told
in
that.
life,
That is dangerous.
don't
That
say
is
that in
dangerous.
Texas.
That is dangerous.
So yeah, my son has
Um,
followed. It's my dad, me, and my son that follow the Eagles.
you know what?
So
That's a very amazing skill because the game is never, when you watch the game, it's not ever done from the sideline. It's at the top. So all the guys
yeah,
write all those plays, and those plays are very hard to write because you have to. It's all about timing and it's all about skill. So for him to
yes.
understand that at 11, yes, you have to be a genius. That's
He's
crazy.
drawing plays for the coach too. I was like, what?
He
But
should be
then the
getting
whole like,
paid. Wow, should be getting paid for that. That should
I
not be
know.
free.
I don't
Yeah,
think the coach is using it, but like just the fact that he was doing that and then he
right.
surprised me. You can name any city in the world, he can find it really quick. He just
Wow.
memorizes where it is, the flags of what countries go with what. And I
Wow.
was like, and then one day we're driving in the car and he spouts out a whole Bible verse. And I'm like, whoa, like, where did that come from? Because we took a break. Well, he used to go to church and everything, but
Yeah.
I don't know why I go and I take breaks and then I come back, but he came up to me. This was probably like 3 months ago, and he's like,
Right.
I need to go to church. I need to serve. And I go, what? I go, you want to go back? And he's like, yeah. And then he told me after 2 times going, he goes, you know what? I accepted God. I'm ready to be baptized. And I
Oh,
was like,
man.
okay. So we went to the
Right.
class and everything to make sure, talk to
Yeah.
the children's minister, but like, he'll be funny. He's like, Mom, because, when I was younger, and I hate admitting this, but the word oh my always came out, and
Yeah.
he'll go,
Yeah.
that's a sin. And I go, I know. I just grew up saying that all the
Right.
time.
Right.
And I
Right.
don't, it doesn't mean I don't like God. I love God, I believe
Right.
in him. And he's
Right.
like, yeah, but it's a sin and you need to stop, Mom.
Right. What's
And
his
I
name?
mean, huh?
What's his name?
Liam.
Liam. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay. Nice.
Well, not the story. He gets mad at me. He goes, why did you name me Liam Spencer after Bolden the Beautiful? I go, I needed a name and I like that name. I was like, it's that or Wyatt, but
Yeah.
I was like,
Not why.
Liam's
Yeah. Liam
better.
was way better. Have you guys ever watched Scorpion? The show Scorpion. Now that's okay. That's when he made me think
I am
of him.
like so Paige in that show.
Oh yeah, I love that show. So that's when you said he was a genius. He got diagnosed as a genius. I was like, I thought about Walter O'Brien like immediately. That's what I thought. I was like,
Yes.
you guys are gonna be
Walter, well,
doing, yeah, y'all, you guys are gonna be doing all type of stuff, and I can see him coming up with plans to save the world and all kind of other stuff. So it was just neat to hear that, like for real, yeah.
yeah, yeah. And, for him wanting to be more active, he told me also, and when I grow up, I'm going to be a pro football player. But when I retire, I'm going to be a children's minister. And it's like, okay, can I live with you? It's like, yes, mom. I go, you get married, you have kids, and I'll watch your kids, and you go play football nonstop
Yeah.
or do what you're going to do.
Right.
But he's such a great kid. And as a parent, like any parent would, you try to follow your kids' goals and stuff.
Right, right, for sure.
But learning to sing and learning your talent. Now, you also began to write
Right.
songs, I guess. Yeah, you
Yeah.
were
I started writing songs at probably age 13, 14, and 15. I started writing
okay.
music. I was placing music together and setting it all, straight. And so then I began to do that. And by the time I turned like 16, 17, I began to add lyrics because that was a real hard thing to do, is start trying to make lyrics and put things in perspective. So it was very fun and very neat to that with that experience to start growing it like that, because I knew that
Yeah.
I had such a gift to writing stuff like that. So it was really awesome to create that narrative to
You
start.
are so lucky. You're so lucky because, like, if I sat down with paper and tried to write lyrics, It
Yeah.
doesn't work. But if I'm in my car or in the shower, I'll just sing something and it sounds so great. And I'm like, what did I sing though? Like, I want to write it down. It's like, I just need a recorder in here. But,
Right.
it's just, oh, I loved it. I remember being my cousin started a little band, and me and my friend were like the singers, but there was a band called Lily and Axe, and I would
Okay,
sing a
nice.
lot of yeah, and different ballads, and it was just so fun. I loved it because he played the guitar, his
Right,
neighbor
right.
played the drums, and then you have 2 singers, and, it was cool. It was a great experience.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
go anywhere, but so
No,
but
no,
yeah.
no.
Yes, but sitting down, writing it, I mean, did you I have so many questions. Like when you're writing, I always thought like, does it have to be poetry or something that rhymes? I was like, no, it doesn't. But then as I
Right.
got older, it was more about life experiences that
Yeah,
words are
it
coming
is.
out. Yeah,
Right.
so and then, sometimes I'll listen to songs and I go, that's not what I hear them singing. I hear them if it's bad or good.
Yeah.
I hear this is
Right.
coming out.
Right.
So,
Right. Right.
but
Right.
definitely. So, well, I mean, going from there, did you have to do any singing lessons at all? Because you said your sisters were required. Did you ever sign up for choir?
I never signed up for choir. I was already a good singer when I was coming up. And then I had like a lot of people around me that was singing. So I kind of studied from them as well. And then like
Yeah,
growing up and listening to them sing, I kind of modeled myself around there. Plus I was like a musical connoisseur. I had so much music, so many tapes, so many CDs to listen to, and so many records to listen to. So I listened to a lot of stuff just growing up. So I could mimic. That was another thing I had. I could mimic. I could hear other people and sing like them. And then I kind of like broke
yeah.
myself down into
Yes.
listening to I took pieces from different people to get what I wanted for what for what I wanted to become a
Yeah.
then my voice came. I would say my voice came probably like when I was like 17, 18, because I probably had 2 different sheds with my voice where my voice was sounded a certain way, and then
That's
it
called puberty.
yeah. Exactly, right, and then my voice finally changed where it needed to be, and, I began to be able to sing like that, the way I wanted to.
That is so cool. Now,
Yeah,
I took Liam entered the choir, but what I'm catching is like I go, are you just moving your lips? And he's like, yeah. But sometimes he would sing in the car the songs he learned.
right.
But he struck out for the winter, like they had to go to high school and sing and everything, but he had 102 fever. So he didn't have to do it.
Oh,
Now, what I was surprised is like the teacher said, you have to sing all the songs you learned on Zoom, record it.
right, right.
And he's like, Mom, I'm not doing that. I was like, Liam, you're going to take a failing grade. Like, uh, I know you didn't plan to have 102 fever, but you need to do this. And
Right, right, right.
he's like, he makes all A's, but that is the one thing he would not do.
Uh-uh. I don't blame him. I don't blame him. With a fever at 102, it's tough because you have to do so much to sing. You have to use so much of your body to sing. And I feel like
Yeah.
when you sing from your like your whole spirit, your soul and stuff like that. So it's a
I
different.
always say gut too. Take it from
Yeah,
the gut. I always
yeah,
take a deep breath in and exhale. I've been
yeah.
singing at a new karaoke place and I feel tense these days. And I'm like, let
Right,
it go. You tell everybody how to breathe in, breathe out. Why are you not telling yourself this?
right,
So
right,
now I tell myself, and I was like, come on, I'm at a bar. All these people are drinking, so they don't care.
right,
So,
right. But then you know what? They're still listening, and that's the main thing. So when you're doing karaoke, I like to put everything into it. I love to go hard. I love
yeah.
it. I go hard every time. I really do because I always have a good time with it. And like I said, I like to start off with a lot of good stuff, good songs. But I love to end with "Living on a Prayer." It's always fun to do that last one. It is. It really is.
I'm living on a prayer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Oh my
hilarious.
gosh. So, a little side thing where I work. many years ago. This guy, he owned a rental company too, and I was their GM for a while. But he did all the sound and lighting for Bon Jovi's
Really?
touring stuff.
Oh man,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
So I
Yeah.
never,
He's the best. He's the best. I'm
coming to
telling
Texas is not a thing, but but it was amazing. And just talking about music, I've said this in my other podcast. I was being a smart butt. I worked at a hotel, Marquise. This is embarrassing. Maybe one day they'll watch this and hear this, but I had to cover another employee's shift. And I was like, oh, I went early in the morning and I opened the door and came in, and there was a group of men. We need to check out. And I go, okay, give me 1 second. And I opened the door to put my purse back there really quick.
you.
And I
Right,
came
right,
out, I was put my name tag, and they're like, oh, Nadine. And I'm like, okay. And I just decided to pull up the room number and everything. And I was looking down at it, and
right,
it was some different name, but they all started singing Nadine, Honey, Is That You? Which is from
right,
Chuck Berry. And I
right,
go,
right,
oh, you guys are so good. I
right,
go, I'm Madonna. Let me sing Like
right,
a Virgin. They
right.
laughed and they go, you don't know who we are. And I go, well, you're in room, blah, blah, blah. And it says right here, you're this person. No, you really don't know. Here, and they backed up and they go, Jeremiah was a bullfrog. Bum, bum, bum. It was 3 o'clock
Really?
night.
Wow.
I was such a smart butt too.
Oh,
So that's the funny part of it. I just like, I wish I could see them again and be like, I'm so sorry. Maybe I'll have to
right,
send this episode to them.
right. For the apology, yes, the apology segment. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And
yeah, it
then
happens. It happens. It happens.
yeah,
Yeah, it
yeah.
happens. They can forgive it. They'll forgive it.
Now you were kind of like also talking about, was it band you got
Say that.
into?
Say
You
that
got
one more
into
time.
band.
Oh yeah, I got into band. Yeah, I did. I got into band. I used to two things I did in band. I used to do I used to hit the big drum. That was my thing because I was a big
Okay,
guy,
okay.
so I was the only one that could carry it. So I did the marching band with that, and then in jazz band I played drums. I didn't start playing piano till later, even though I was playing. I wasn't playing probably at the level I should have been playing for jazz band because we had a really good jazz band, so you had to be pretty good. But I was really good on drums, so I started
Oh,
playing
really?
drums for jazz
Okay.
band. So I had two bands to play in, um, and those are the two bands I normally played, and I loved it. So I played
Good.
jazz band, and I hit the dum dum do. So that was my thing in band. But I love band because I love watching all. I was more of an observer, so I used to watch musicians. That was my favorite thing to do, and it still is to this day. But I used to
Me
like
too. I
I
like to
love
just photograph them though. I
yeah.
don't.
Oh,
I'll
you
go
do? Oh,
into
that's
bands.
yeah.
Huh?
Well, you can't beat that type of art though, especially when people spend a lot of time with their craft and they get really good at an instrument. I think it's nothing more pure or more fun to watch is to watch a musician play, and
Yeah.
his gift is be shown. So for me, that's what I do. Like mostly all day, not all day, but mostly I do watch YouTube and I watch a lot of live musicians. I love watching
Oh,
that.
okay.
And I do watch sports, so I'm a sports guy too. So I listen to different things. But I understand why you take pictures of people playing because it's a very passionate thing, especially when someone has a tremendous gift to play. It's just fun to watch.
Yes.
It is
Yes.
very
I remember, I don't know the name of the band, but the guy who was playing the guitar, he always had his eyes shut. I go, okay, it's gonna open. I'm trying to get a picture of the band with his eyes open, but he is just like,
yeah, he played.
and
Okay, he's into it.
I
Yeah,
talked to him after the whole photo shoot. I was like, oh man, you do good with your eyes shut, trying to get them to open, I was just kind of
right,
teasing and
right.
everything. And he goes, it comes from God, it comes from my soul. And I go,
Yeah,
that is the
yeah.
best answer I ever heard. You know
It
what? Good.
does.
Keep your
It
eyes
does.
shut.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Right.
I couldn't play an instrument with my eyes closed, but
No.
then would I get nervous seeing a big crowd out there? So,
Yeah, but see, I play, but I close when I would play. I look. The only reason why I look out is because I want to make sure I'm playing the right stuff. I'm closing my eyes, and on top of that, I'm not skilled enough to close my eyes just yet. So I have to keep them open
Yes.
to some degree.
Oh
I got to
my,
keep them open so I can at least see the notes I'm playing on the piano. So yeah, I try to.
that's cool. That is
Yeah,
so cool.
singing though,
So,
it's different. Singing is different. I can close my eyes there. I can do that close.
so have you performed the singing part in front of a big audience yet?
I've done some places like my biggest place was like in Chicago at the Harold Washington Culture Center. It was a lot of people there, some churches and
Hmm.
stuff like that. I've sung there, and then I've been around different areas: St. Louis, Chicago, my area, Indianapolis, and I've sung in
Oh,
front of
wow.
probably about 300, maybe 250 people. Um, I
Okay.
did go to a big church in it was probably in Indianapolis. Steve Munchie's church. He was a preacher out there, so I sung there. There's probably about 1,000 people I sung in front of there. So
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
had my share of crowds to sing in front of. So I got rid of stage fright early on. So
Oh,
yeah, I'm not afraid.
yeah, that's the one thing, the stage fright,
Yeah,
and you either have it or you don't, or I hear people say, if I'm in the shower, car, or my room, I sing good, but I would never go up in front of people and sing. So
right.
it takes a little bit of courage to get out there and do
It does.
everything.
It does. It does.
So now, I know your music kind of focuses on love, relationships, friendships, and having that positive energy to put all of it together. So with Healer, what
Yeah.
made you decide to sing about Healer? Was there
What made me decide
something
to
that,
Right. What made me decide to do Healer was my mom had wrote the song some time back. We had wrote it, and when we had wrote that song and we had put that thing together, that made me want to write about it and put things in perspective and do it right. So I had started doing that and taking my time off to make that happen. And it's a pretty cool thing just to start. And when I got done making the song in itself, I was like, okay, this is a song that I wanted to, put together right and give it what it needed. So
yeah,
that was my thing, yeah, right off the bat.
that is
Yeah.
so cool. That's really cool. I mean, yeah, taking it back out and looking at it and
Yeah.
oh, that's amazing. So, well, do you have, I was looking at your YouTube channel. I know you have other songs. So
Yeah. I
what
got
are you working on now besides your new release, Healer?
I'm in the mood for love. I got another song I'm working on called Dance With Me. I'm doing another song called Change This World. I'm doing another song called You're Amazing. So I'm just like doing a variety record where it's like mini songs being on there, some spiritual songs, there's some world songs, there's some positive, there's some love songs. I'm just doing something different
Oh,
from a different artist standpoint because I feel like if you're an artist, you want to be fully complete in your full totality where you are like, you got multiple songs out there. So I want to be able to touch each genre. Plus, I have a lot of music in me.
yeah.
So I have a lot I want to
Yeah,
put things like that, of course. So I'm really excited about putting that in perspective and doing all those different things. So right now I'm working on like 7 other songs. I'm done with like 3 of them, but I got 4 to finish. So I will release probably 2 more songs this year before I release
yeah.
the full album in 2025, but I'm just gonna drop Healer.
That's weird to hear. 2025.
Yeah, because I probably won't be
Like,
done. It's so much work because you have to when you're doing the process, it's like you have to listen to things so many times to make sure it's right. And when you're doing live music, it's different because you're not
mhm,
tracking. And so for me, I love doing live music because I like the art, the musician to play. It gives off a better vibe for me, and people
yeah.
feel it better. So that's why I like to do the live stuff better. Tracks are cool. I'm not knocking anybody who does that, but for me, it's just better for the live because I get that better emotion, that better feel. So it works out a lot better.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really, really cool. So, I mean, I wish you could give us a little tidbit right now.
Oh man, yeah.
Sing a line or two. I'm gonna throw these questions at you and then you
Well,
can interview me
I'll give
next.
you. Well, one song I got is Um, I'm doing one song, and it's called "Taking Time for Myself," and it's about stress, like for people who taking time
Mhm.
out for stress. So it's a song I kind of wrote for people I know who were going through a lot, especially like when you're at work and you're doing multiple, work 8 hour days, 16 hour days. So I wrote a song for like it's like a vacation song. It's also a song for people taking time and to live in peace and find joy. So I did write a song like that. So I'm been spending time. That's the song I really want to release this year, along with a Latin song I got. But I want to also do that song because I feel like
Aladdin?
yeah, we got a little Latin in there. It's called "Dance with Me." So I did a little different thing with there. So I put I finished the music finally, but the
Uh-huh.
rest of it I'm working on right now. So I'm excited about it.
Yay! It
Yeah,
feels good when you set out and have goals and you meet them and you're just excited for the journey and everything.
yeah,
So,
yeah, 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 yeah. I'm very excited.
yeah,
Yeah,
you,
for sure.
definitely. So, other than that, I mean, do you do any podcasts? Have you ever written a book or at all?
Never wrote a book. I've been getting out more with the podcasting because I feel like it's the wave of the future right now. And I feel like
Thank
it's the
you.
best
Yes.
thing. It is, it's the wave of the future. And everybody should be podcasting, especially if you're up. I don't care how famous you are or how because you're not touching everything. The podcast is the nook and the cranny that helps you journey to the major. To me, I feel like if
Yeah.
you're just major, you don't get to touch everybody in every city, state, local because
Yeah.
you still want that. And that's why I admire Taylor Swift because she tries to make sure she connects every dot. That gives you
Yeah.
full advantage. So she's a great person to watch at that because it's not just her marketing. She's very smart in how she maneuvers putting things together. I feel like that's the way. So I feel like podcasting, interviews, or just any type is the
Yeah.
way of the future. Just for I mean, Howard Stern kind of did it first before anybody else was even thinking about it, but now it's a real big thing, and it's going to constantly be big because it's something that everybody needs to touch. It's a better touch. This is a better
Yeah.
touch, and get a more personal thing, and being able to have it, being on your podcast, Nadine. You are very energetic. You have very good energy. And a lot of people want to come to listen to you because it's something to listen to, and you have a great show.
Oh, thank you. I
Yeah,
appreciate that.
no
Yeah,
problem.
so I mean, I remember my journey of like, what can I do? I'm a certified wedding planner, I'm a photographer, but I've been so much with health related doctors and,
Yeah,
becoming a life coach, helping people listening to their stories and giving advice. I was like, what do I call a show that caters to the world?
yeah,
And I was driving in the car with my ex and he put Crystal Method on and it was a song and it had Keep Hope Alive. And I remember going, by Nadine, Keep Hope Alive by Nadine. That's it. That's it. And it was born. Like I just went rocking and rolling, getting
right,
this off of the ground and drawing the foundation, read it. What's our mission? Who are we helping in the world? And you
right.
know,
Yeah,
so being successful with this podcast has meant a lot to me. I have people who reach out to me all the
yeah,
time, and it's become, I love it because it feels like a full-time job
right.
and I'm passionate about it. It's hard to make money when you're starting out being a
Yeah,
podcaster. So
yeah,
you have the podcaster or somebody who wants to just be the guest. Now,
yeah,
you're right. You are absolutely right. It is the way of the future. And I tried to make that a point to a couple people.
right,
Um, New websites have look like with their links going across, it will say podcast. And if you click on it, you know, person who you have, who you
yeah,
interviewed with, those are going to be watched too.
right, right,
So, I think it's funny because I'm looking for work now and I'm like, oh my gosh, they're going to find my podcast and watch a episode and
right,
be like, wow, she's a dork.
right.
So,
Not at all. You are not a dork. No way. I think what it is, you are very, like I said, very cool, very energetic, and you have good energy. So at the end of the day, if anything, it's like I said, if it's one of those kind of things where people can be more personal to know who you are because it brings out, who you are. And it's a lot easier
Yeah.
to get answers that you probably can't get in an interview. Like, let's say somebody was to hire you because they wanted to watch, they watch you on your podcast. They can see the type of person you are and they can find out if that's what they want. And you have a
Yeah.
lot of energy, so people can be like, hey, I want Nadine immediately because she's great for that area. So no, not dork at all. No way. It's not like we're on here and you're reading without any like jokes or you're just like you read off
Knock,
a piece
knock.
of
No
paper.
kidding.
Yeah.
Knock, knock.
Not saying that doesn't work though, It
It
does work.
could. It possibly could,
It
though.
could work. But I'm saying it's really fun. Like you're a very fun podcast for real. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I try to be. Try to bring laughter
It is.
into it and
It is.
everything.
It is.
So what were you like? I mean, when you were a teenager and even younger, like, meaning I know already what you did, but I'm trying to pull the character. So
Right.
growing up with sisters, were you the troublemaker?
You know what? I was a troublemaker. So,
You were? Okay.
yeah, I'm always like I do a lot of stuff. Um, I got into a lot of trouble because I always do. I was always doing stuff. I was very curious and I always was trying to get into different things. And I was always talking about leaving the house young and starting my life as a man. I've been doing that since 9. I was just that type of kid, and I was also, but I was very. I love to go out and have fun too. So my thing was just, playing all day, being outside. When I got
Yeah.
my
You see,
teenage
kids now don't know what that is unless it's a
oh,
sport.
the world has changed, and that's what, and I'm not saying it's changed, but it's kind of like now we kind of can, with digital, you know, things, now we can see what's going on and the danger that we have been around for years. So I will say like, it's a good thing, but then it's also has its holdbacks where kids don't get a chance to enjoy, playing outside, getting those friends and playing tag or playing, sports or just having fun outside, running, racing. You do miss those ideas or just walking to the store, but you can't because there's so many people out. It's just crazy, it's crazy how the world is. And it wasn't like, not that it was not like that before right now. It's the fact that now you can see it. So now you have to protect your kids, you have to protect yourself. It's
Oh
crazy.
yeah.
It's different. It's a different place now. When I was growing up, it was just fun. We go down to the candy store and get candy for a penny. It was, funny.
I remember those. It was 7-Eleven for me. I had a
Yeah.
routine back in the day, and I see that they brought this drink back, but it was called Clearly Canadian. And
Oh, yeah.
that was my favorite, the grape. I was like, I always would go pick one
Right.
up and come back and watch my
Yeah.
soap opera. And then me and my friend really got into chili cheese dip. So we'd make that
Oh,
with
okay. That's
some
my thing, right?
Tostitos. And I'm like, yeah, those were the good days. But yeah, it was
Yeah,
sad.
that was yeah.
I
Those are
was
the
like 12 watching soap operas already. I think it runs
yeah.
in my mom's family. My mom doesn't watch it. She only watches the news, but I think my soap operas are better than the news.
They are. 'Cause news is depressing. Don't get me wrong, some
And
things you need to know, but it's like they automatically want to scare you as soon as you watch. It's
I
already just
know, I know.
it
It's just I
puts you on the
told
fear
my
state.
mom I stopped watching the news. If there's something important, Facebook will announce it and then
Yeah,
somebody will text me, "Hey, did you see what happened?" You know?
right. Yeah. Yeah, because now
But
you can hear about stuff online like that. You really don't need like the Tonight Show. I mean, they're cool to have because there's stuff on there that you still want to see. You still want to see your stars and different things of that narrative. But like I said, that's why I said podcasting is the wave of the future because
mhm.
that personal interview when you want to hear it, and if you just want to hear something about somebody can have it all. You know what I'm saying? It's already pre-packaged, ready to go.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So, I mean, with your songs, are you selling them as MP3s? Like,
Yeah, I
is
got
it on
mine.
Spotify?
It's on Spotify. It's on Apple Music. It's on
Okay.
all streaming platforms, and you can download it on Apple Music and Google and all those different things, and on Amazon and stuff like that. So I have it all said, it's everywhere. To be said
Hmm.
for everyone to catch on to.
And
So
I
yeah,
have all those links, so I'm going to be adding them definitely to
thank you so much. I
the
appreciate
show. That this, yeah, definitely. So you're not going to even do a melody. You're not going to sing.
which one what do you want to hear? Healer? I can give you a melody
Yeah.
right now.
All
Okay.
right.
You ready?
Cool.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Jesus is so divine. When you walk out and show me your power and give me a miracle, you can heal and bless my soul. Set me in love, your glory, and give me peace. But above all these things, you change my heart to show me what is real. You are my healer, the healer of all of my disease, taking away my infirmities, giving me joy with your love. Yeah. Thank you, Nadine. Thank you.
Yay! I
Yes,
know
yes.
I posted your video onto our Facebook page, but I think this video, like
Oh,
you
this is
were
it.
just,
Okay,
I got
right.
chills. I
Okay, that's
got
what I'm trying to
chills.
do. Right.
I mean, it always comes from the heart, but
Yeah.
there was another energy at play, and I love that.
Oh
So
man.
it came
Yeah,
across really
yeah.
good.
Yeah. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. I appreciate that. Thank you
All
so much.
right. Now I was teasing you because
Okay.
before the podcast started, I go, you can even ask me questions.
Okay, man. I am. I
Do
am.
you,
I am. Are you
oh, okay.
I want to this is what I did want to ask you. Are you originally from Texas?
No,
Where you originally from?
I, New Jersey, South
Really?
Jersey, exit 4. Yeah,
So what made you move to Texas?
my dad.
Oh, I
My
understand.
dad. Dad, if you're listening to is my dad. He got a job down here for Texas Twist pretzels. And
Oh, okay, okay.
I hated moving. I had to leave all my friends. And I really liked the
Oh,
job he had in Jersey because it was Archway cookies. And I wanted cookies more than pretzels.
right. I understand that. So, okay, so be that it was like, you moved from New Jersey. Do you ever go back to New Jersey to visit and, you know, to
I
talk?
did when I was 16, and that is a long time ago for me.
Oh man,
Like,
so you haven't been back since? Oh,
no, I want to maybe. I mean, I have a bucket list of I have not been to Colorado. I haven't been. I want to go to Utah for some reason. I would love to see in Philadelphia a Cowboys game, but sit in the Philadelphia side. So that's on my bucket list.
and then there,
But yeah,
that's a real trouble spot because Dallas lost, and it's really been tough for you to say that. That hurts. It's a lot of pain.
I
It's
know
gonna be a lot of
there's
pain
a lot
watching
of
this.
pain on both.
No,
I felt
because
a little.
see, the thing about Philadelphia is that even though they might have lost, they didn't have that much pressure on them. Cowboys talked a lot of stuff this year. Did you hear how they were talking? The arrogance was
Mm-mm.
unbelievable. The arrogance was unbelievable for them to lose like that. It says a lot. It says
Yeah, I mean, they both went through a lot of hard and criticism, and you see all these
oh
pictures on
yeah.
Facebook. But
Oh,
now this is the funny thing.
okay.
I've been trying to find my Mr. Right person in my life,
Okay.
and I decided to take a guy up on an offer, for a date.
Nice.
And I go,
Nice.
well, I wanted to be somewhere where I felt comfortable and I have friends there too.
Mhm.
So of course, karaoke.
Right.
So he was I go, the only thing wrong with you and your profile is that Cowboys jersey. It needs to be an Eagles one. And he's like, no, two of us can coincide. He's like, how about for our first date at karaoke? You wear your Eagles and I wear my Cowboys, and we teach them a lesson that we can get along and
Right.
not be at each other's throats on a first date. And so we did that. And I
That's sweet.
love the picture we took of each other. And I just look back at that. it was the most interesting first date I ever had.
Really? Oh, that's awesome. Like for real. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he plays the piano too, and he
Oh,
sings,
does he?
and
Oh,
he's
that's
really good. And I've never had somebody like pull me up and just sing to me, and I was just like, "Oh,
aw.
this is so
That's what's up.
cool."
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So it took what 45 years to get that. Not 46 yet, but 45 years I had to wait for that. Well, I am sorry. I was my first marriage. I remember before we got divorced and I didn't know it was coming. I was like, why don't you sing? Can't you sing anything? And he was like, for the first time, can you guess what he sang? Now
What?
I understand it because it was like 2 weeks later, he said he wanted a divorce. He sang Highway to Hell.
What? What? No, he didn't. Are you serious?
I was like, that should have been
Wow.
like a huge red flag for me back in the
Yeah.
day.
Oh my
But
God. How would
I
you
was so
hell?
young.
That's ridiculous. Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Well, I guess
I must
he
suggest.
cut it in his.
I didn't suggest Highway to Hell. I didn't think he was going to sing that one. That's
No.
far
Mm-mm.
fetched. Wow.
It is. Yeah. I was just like, anybody in karaoke who can sing like Frank Sinatra or Michael
Yeah.
Bublé songs, woo, I'm on the dance floor. That feeds my
Yeah.
soul right there.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but I feel trapped like I'm an old soul. Do you ever feel like that? Are you an old soul or a new
Oh man, listen,
soul?
I'm always listening to older music. I've always because jazz was my first love, so I listen to
Yeah.
a lot of Coltrane, Miles Davis, um,
Mm-hmm.
I like Phyllis Hyman. I listen to just a lot of different records in general, so I listen to a lot of older records because I enjoy the older music. Stable Sisters. I'm an R&B person too, so I like blues, so I like Muddy
Yay.
Waters. Um,
That's good.
I listen to blues. I listen to all of it. So older
Yeah.
music is, being an old soul. That's where I start at. That's why I love music so much because I believe in playing music and not saying not playing it is not playing music, but I just like that older sound and I
Good. Yeah.
it's good. It makes me feel good. So yeah, I feel definitely like an old soul when I listen to
Oh,
music.
that is
Yeah,
so awesome.
yeah.
I'm happy you sang and everything. And, we know where to find all your songs and
Mhm.
everything. And you're coming out with new stuff. I'm very
Yeah,
happy about that.
and
I'm
I'll
going to
definitely
bring
keep
you
you
on
updated.
again.
I'm definitely gonna keep you updated on the new music for sure.
Yay. Yes,
Yes.
I'll be like, if you pop out a new single, you gotta come and do another podcast with me.
Hmm.
Okay.
Oh
So don't
yeah, I
forget
got
about
you.
me.
Only as soon as I redo my new one, I'm right with you without question.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're so
Nadine, you're
cool.
awesome. Who would not want to do a podcast with you? I can do a podcast with you daily. It's funny. It's
Daily podcast. I, it's funny because I notice when I do like two podcasts and try to go to karaoke, I was trying to sing Sweet Child of Mine and my voice went, I was like, oh my goodness, that came out of my mouth. I'm such a perfectionist, so
right,
I haven't messed up on, but I was like, guys, I do a podcast, I talk all day. I think it's
right.
affecting my,
Yeah,
yeah.
it does. It does. You always need. I tell you what's really good for a voice. Pineapple juice.
Uh-huh,
Juice. Like if you ever get a pineapple, you got a juice, or if you juice it with the skin on, there's like
uh-huh.
there's something in between that skin, and it does help the voice from being swelled after you get done doing a lot of
Ooh,
talking. So that can help
I'm
out.
gonna buy that. And I'm
Yeah,
gonna take a drink of that after every podcast.
yeah.
So
If you do
yeah,
that,
if
that'll
that
really work.
helps.
Yeah, because it takes down the swelling. Because ginger root is really good. Sometimes ginger root tea is that's really good too. Because like when you talk a lot, your lymphoids they will swell, and they just get like that when you talk a lot, and they can dry out. So you need that
Mm.
to to make it go back to normal. And when you get done doing
Yeah.
that, then a lot of water after that, and then you're good to go.
Yeah, I've been drinking a lot of water. I feel like these days I've been getting dehydrated. So I
Yeah.
done like 6 waters in one day and I'm like, but
That's
I've
good
got a
though. You need
little
some
bit of
water.
energy, but I've been drinking. I went back to Coca-Cola because I feel like I need that caffeine boost.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I just wanted to say thank you for coming on to the show
Mhm.
today.
Thank
You
you.
are a true blessing.
Yeah.
And then, really quick, I wanted to thank our other sponsors that keep hope alive afloat here. So, our first one we already talked about was lifeonrecord.com, your interactive guest book. Our next one is Ogden Ventures LLC. Marquise Ogden owns that, and his website is www.marquise, and it's spelled Marqueus, and then last name OGDEN.com. Now, he is a retired pro football player. He's been on 3 teams. I'm going to go in more detail about that in a little bit in our shows, but I'm going to just give you the basics. So right now, he is a keynote speaker and best-selling author and has his own podcast also. So he is a really good guy to have as a list, and go listen to his podcast too. It's great. Um,
Awesome.
the next one is, and I'm going to try to hold it up and see. There we go. It says Hope, and this my bracelet by Snap
Beautiful bracelet.
Bands. Their website is www.snap, and it's spelled SNAPP bands, bandz.com. So they have these like underneath it's magnetic and it helps with cognitive behavioral thinking. It reduces anxiety, depression, OCD, PTSD stuff. So there's a science behind it and everything, but I want to welcome them aboard also. Our next one is bridalshowsinc.com. If you are planning a big event in the DFW area, come and meet these vendors who can make it happen for you. They host about 5 different trade shows out of the year. I think at the end of January is going to be the Dallas Market Hall Bridal Show, so you want to check that out. Next is Miles and Smiles Events, Miss Deborah Rose. Her background is an investigator, but she does handwriting analysis and lipstick readings. Now, I've seen her at events. She's done me and some of my coworkers, and she is 100% accurate. But for each event, she customizes a game plan to make it fun, energetic, and it's just amazing. So check her out at her website. Our next person is Mr. Bryce Harney, www.brycemagic.com. He is right now going across the United States doing big shows. He's a magician, a mind mentalist reader. He's been on TV a lot and everything. So I'm just telling you, he's been on TV a lot. So he's really good. He's amazing. Our next person is richmondpunch.net. He graduated from the Juilliard. He's a violinist. He's been doing this for way over 30 years. But he's performed in front of 1 million people before. I think he's had 2 lifetime shows where he gets to play the violin in the back. So that is really good. Yay, Richmond. And he's coming back home. He's in Atlanta and he's coming back to Texas. I'm so happy. Our last but not least is TK Hair Salon in Plano, Texas. And you can find them at www.tkhairsalon.com. They do women's hair, men's hair, children's hairs, the cuts, the styles, the coloring. Like I just got my hair colored because I don't want my grays to show. But they'll do facial and everything, perms. So check them out. And those are our sponsors, and I'm so excited about that. So remember, if you have a question for us, and even Julius, you can call 833-780-HOPE, which is 4673. And I promises, you see, there's one of the words I mess up. My promises, I'm gonna send anything you leave for Julius over to him so he can answer those questions as well. But wherever you find your podcasts, you'll be able to find Keep Hope Alive podcast. And then our website is www.keephopealivepodcast.com. Once again, Julius, thank you so much for being on this show.
It was awesome, Nadine. You were amazing. Thank you so much for having me on. Thank you for everything. The questions were great. You're awesome, and I can't wait to do this with you again when I get a new single out, and it'll be awesome. And you be blessed and have a great week.
Oh, you too. Thank you guys. Mwah. Love and light.